Hey everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and I wanted to go into the focus for the Finding 52 Challenge. Today is March 30th, and we are starting the first week of the second quarter. On Wednesday will be April 1st. It is killing me that we've already gone through a whole freaking quarter. Later on this week, I will be doing a quarterly review of everything that happened and how I've documented that kind of thing. I'm trying to judge this whole space here because it's not my normal location for filming. And I'm like, I have this giant narwhal on my chest and I'm like, oh, that doesn't, I don't know kind of where to be. Sorry about that. But I wanted to be upstairs and in the sunlight when it's kind of waxing and waning right now, but that is part of what this week's focus is about, and it is reclaiming energy. As some of you know, last week was very hard on me, and it was my second full week of being home from work at home, and I did not handle it well. I always thought that working from home would be something that I would definitely be interested in and that I would be able to do super easily, given my personality and all of that. But not necessarily my job description, but because I'm an event planner, so gotta have events to do that kind of thing. But in the downtime, my job is very high and very low. So it's like I usually have a lot to do or not a lot to do. But working from home, I cannot gain energy from other people. I can't, feed off of crowds and all of that kind of thing, and adrenaline and excitement and all of that I normally have in events and things like that when I'm doing them. It's just me and the cats and Saki, who's half blind and 14 years old, and she's just like, hey lady, pick me up. And then my husband, who is mostly here, but he is Monday through Thursday, he is in the office. So it has been a challenge. And most of last week I didn't feel good. Not, the big thing related. It was more stress induced because I was having stomach issues. My pouch was irritated, and I was literally kind of just making myself miserable. And I wasn't using my time in a good way. I basically just laid on the couch. When I was not doing work, I was on the couch, not even reading, but just binge watching shows that I have already seen. Although I think I'm probably one of 3 people in the entire United States that hasn't watched The Tiger King yet, but that's a whole nother topic. But I was like, I kind of got out of my funk around Wednesday or Thursday, and I'm like, that was not a good use of my time. And so I'm like, I do not want that to happen again. And even when I would go on my run or my walk, I was not getting something back from it. I was not regaining energy. And it wasn't until Saturday that I even did my Finding 52, which was spending almost 9 hours gaming. But I literally danced a jig up the stairs at 2:00 in the morning because I was so happy. I was so excited because I got to spend time gaming and doing what I loved and just getting something back. And it was just pure enjoyment. And this whole time since the 13th, I had not had that. It was always like, oh, what's going to happen? What are they going to do? When are we going to go back to work? What's going on? Am I going to get sick? Are people I love going to get sick? And blah, blah, blah. And so all of that was just eating away at me. And, I was trying to figure out what to do for the different challenges and all of that. And I'm like, this is hard because I'm not in a good place. And I finally am. And it took me a while to get here. And I'm not going to say that I'm, perfect or, it's going to be, champagne and roses. No. But I know that I need to get back into my habits and that I need to get back on track with everything from my water to my exercise to my going to bed on time to my intermittent fasting. My eating has pretty much gone off the rails, flat out. I've had cookies, I've had cake, I've had candy. I'm like, the whole world's going to hell in a handbasket. I don't care. Give it all to me. And a friend of mine was like, the C word, 19. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like the freshman 15, but now it's 19. What? No! And I constantly kept seeing my weight just creep up and creep up and creep up. And so I'm like, every ounce, literally every ounce of my success for this past few months, down the tubes. And that's not to say that it's not a good reason, but every habit that I have tried, that I have been using and trying and have been successful at, out the window. And I don't want to use anything for an excuse. It was, I let it happen. And I am going to give myself grace and say, okay, we let it happen. There you go. March is going to look like a crap show, to put it mildly. And that's okay. When the world goes off the rails, you kind of got to go with that. And you hang on and keep your sanity the best way you know how. And do I wish that I would still be able to say there's been no cookies or cake or Coke in this house? Yeah, of course I do. But that is not reality. However, the one good thing out of all of that, even going off the rails and laying on the couch and binge watching, whatever, I fully well knew what I was doing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with this. And sometimes you just got to be okay with it. But I'm glad that only happened for a week. So we are back on track. It's a new quarter. I know a lot of you are like, oh, it doesn't start until April 1st. But today is Monday. It's the 14th week. And I'm like, we're just getting back on track as of right now. So yes, the new quarter doesn't start until Wednesday, but the Graham household is starting now. I'm getting back on trying to have, 10K steps every day, doing my runs. From the 13th on, I've done a run every day. Some fast, some not fast, some walks, but it's getting out every single day and doing it. And that is probably one of the few things that have kept me above water. Because there were a lot of things that just wanted to keep pulling me down. And, there's no perfect answer for any of this. I don't, other than Bill Gates, I don't know anybody that could have seen this coming. And only because he did the whole pandemic TEDx talk like 4 years ago. Should have listened then. But, it's a hard time. And all of us are adjusting. And one of the things that I love that they're saying is it's not the new normal. It's just the new now. And that's what I'm kind of going with. And as I have sat down this past weekend and trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the next quarter, I'm like, I got no idea what's going to happen. I can pretty much guarantee that I am home until April 30th. My guess for the date that we go back to work is May 4th. So May the 4th be with you. That'd be awesome. But, you know, that's as close as I can get. So I am hesitant to make a whole list of quarterly goals because as I was going back through my goals for March, I'm like, couldn't do that. Had no way to do that. That was closed. No. And I'm like, make sure, and I'm telling myself this in my head, make sure that you realize that you had no control over this. And granted, I had control over what I brought into this house as far as food wise and all of that, but that's a wash. You know, all hell broke loose. There were earthquakes. Give yourself some grace and just chill. And that's kind of what I'm doing. However, I need that structure. I need those goals because that gives me energy back. And when I don't have that kind of structure in place, it's like I have nothing to work towards. And so that is what centers me. And I know that about myself. And so I am trying very hard to get all my goals together, and I am focusing 110% on April, and then I will deal with May when it comes here. You know, I have a couple of overreaching goals that I'm still working on for my yearly goals, but you know, part of my yearly goal was to travel to Costa Rica with Greg. I got no idea if that's ever going to happen for this year. You know, I have no idea when they're going to let people travel normally. I was supposed to go to Manassas, Virginia, May 9th. Pretty sure that's not going to happen. I just, you know, everything is short term. So I am making short-term goals, and that's what I'm doing is everything that I can control in April, I will. And a lot of that has to do with giving me energy back. One of the things also that I realized that was not really happening was my Finding 52. Finding an hour just for myself to enjoy myself and have fun. This past weekend, I gamed a butt ton. I got to play my 7 Days to Die. We're doing a different mod. It's called Darkness Falls. And it is super hard, super scary, and the exact thing that I needed to get out of my head. I needed just zone time that I could not get anywhere else. Not that I could get, I couldn't get that planning. I couldn't get that anywhere else, but just to get involved in a game, to try to learn it, to try to figure out all this new stuff. And I literally walked up the stairs at 2:00 in the morning on Saturday night, giddy. And like, that was so much fun. And I'm like, I literally did that at the top of my stairs in my pajamas. And I was so happy. We took Heimdall to the vet, Greg and I, in the car. It was our date. Let's take the cat to the vet and sit in the parking lot and have them bring our cat back out. Yes! So we did that. They gave him his shots and everything. And then, with Heimdall on my lap, we went to get lunch at a drive-thru and did that. Came home. And I'm like, I'm going to spend the rest of the day gaming. Now, as I was changing clothes, I was like, okay. You know that if you put on pajamas right now, and it was like 2:30-ish, and you think, because it was snowing outside, and this is why it was such a big deal for me, because I was like, oh, I need to get my run in, because I don't want to break that streak, but there's gaming, there's lunch that's still hot, But I knew as I was getting changed to get into pajamas, to go downstairs, have lunch, start gaming, and then at about 5 o'clock is when the weather said it was going to stop snowing. And I was like getting undressed, and I'm like, you know what? The minute you put on your Tinkerbell pajamas, you are not changing back out of those. You know yourself way too much. Let's just go on our run. And I'm like, yes, let's just go on our run. So I put on my gym clothes, got out the door, and I told Greg, I said, I'll be back in 30 minutes. And he's like, what are you doing? Sorry. And I said, I'm going on my run so that I can focus on gaming the rest of the night. He's like, okay, weirdo. Went out and did my run. I did like a mile and a half. Came back, done. And as soon as I sat down, I knew it was the right choice. And because I did that, and because I had so much fun, and I didn't have this thing over my head going, you know, you really should go out and run. You really should go out and run. Don't break your streak. You really should go out and run. I'm like, I can enjoy myself so wholeheartedly that I could just be giddy walking up the stairs at 2 in the morning. Which was not the best idea because I've been trying to go to bed at 10:30 no matter what. But there's some leeway there. So I did last night on Sunday night. I still gamed, but I was done at 10, which is my normal stop time. But I had fun doing that, and that was literally my Finding 52, was gaming a new game with a bunch of friends online and having a great time. And even now, thinking about it, it just makes me happy. And that is what I mean by regaining energy. Sitting in the sun, the reason I'm up here and it's so bright, but I needed to have that to give me feedback and give me energy again. This morning when I was filling out everything that I wanted to get done today, and every time I've got to check off one of those things off of my list, and just having a plan and following through with it and getting everything I needed to get done gave me energy. I know that it sounds odd, but it's what I can do right now here to get energy. I also realized that I need to make time for the things that I want to get done and habits that I want to put back in. And so I literally went in and just started scheduling when I am going to start making dinner, when I'm going to take 30 minutes and read and have breakfast, and what time I'm going to get up, when I'm going to do my morning meditation. Because everything is so fluid right now, finding a schedule for me that I can follow. I can adjust when I need to, but writing down the constants that I have, like I have a standing meeting at 11:30. I have a standing meeting at 8:30 Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If I can put those in and build things around that, then I have a work schedule. And it's not like, I don't know. And it kind of goes back to last week's little things of having a plan. But what I had not really taken in consideration was that I didn't really have a schedule. And I didn't have things that I wanted to get done broken out in a time frame, because we're all at home. There's no boss looking at you. There's nobody saying, hey, let's go to lunch, or, let's sit down and talk about this or whatever. There's no, getting into your car and driving home for 45 minutes, or getting up, getting dressed, doing your hair, putting makeup on, and going and getting into your car for the commute for the 45 minutes to work. And so adjusting that time frame where I can, and getting more sleep, doing all of the habits that I need to focus more on, is so much more important here than it was when I had my actual routine. And so I am the type of person giving myself a routine and a schedule and figuring out when I need to do something and sticking to that gives me back energy instead of taking it. Because looking back on last week, I was miserable. I didn't feel good because I wasn't doing what I needed to get done. And instead, I was just laying on the couch doing nothing, making myself feel awful, eating the wrong things, drinking the wrong things, and basically just feeling ugh, because I was stuck in a place that was not conducive to the type of person that I am. I love my house. I love my home. It is my anchor in this world. My husband always makes fun of me saying anchor. He goes, it's just like it's sucking you down. I'm like, no, it's keeping me here and with us. And it is my bounce back place. This is my safe place. And every time that I would go travel or go on a trip or do whatever, coming back home was the best thing ever. When you're not leaving your house and you're here, and then on top of it, you feel like you're not doing what you need to get done, and you feel like a failure, and all of these negative thoughts start falling out of your head, you got to not listen to them. And you've got to try to find a way to pull yourself back out of it. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the worst of us. You know, my way of eating when I was 450 pounds instantly came back. And I'm like, this is great. I can do this. I can deal with this, blah, 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 blah. No. Because I needed comfort. And I needed something that was soothing. But what I realized was that it was not soothing at all. What I need is structure and a schedule and planning and a routine. That's what keeps me going all this time. And it took literally falling off the wagon of everything and feeling miserable and feeling all of the pain and everything else that eating horrible does to realize that. And it was a hard lesson to learn, but that's also what's kicking my ass right now. I'm like, okay, that happened. Okay. You know, the world's not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody is ever going to be perfect. I promise you. You are never going to be perfect because I'm never going to be perfect and nobody else on this planet is going to be perfect. So, mistakes will be made. One of the gamers that I watch, Grand Spartan, when he's killing zombies and he's like, every man for himself, when it's like gets overwhelmed, and then he's like running away, he goes, mistakes were made, and I'm like, mistakes were made, but that's okay, because we'll get a reset, and it's a brand new week, it's a brand new quarter, and by gosh, it's a new month, everything. So I am taking that to heart and doing everything that I can that will help me bring back more energy than I put out. And I already have a face mask put out. I was like, I was looking for something this morning and I'm like, I have all these face masks. Why am I not using them? Like, I have these bath bombs. Really? And so tonight I'm going to paint my toes, and I'm trying to let my nails grow back out because I was chewing them. Not a good habit, especially right now. You know, they say don't touch your face, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh my God, that's horrible. Don't do that. So I have been trying to break that habit as well. So I may paint my nails, I don't know, but I will paint my toes because I love having my toes done. And I was looking at them this morning going, girl, you've got to fix that now. And so, I mean, my hair this close to doing my own bangs. And the only thing that's stopping me is I could hear my hairdresser in the background, and I'm sure Aaron will be like, don't even think about it. Don't even. Although, he shaved his head. And I'm like, that's not fair. I can't shave my head. But I mean, literally. These used to be my sides. But hey, everything's gonna be all grown out, and then I can actually have the longer hair that I've been wanting anyway. I'm just kind of forced into this. So there's bonuses everywhere. You just got to look for them. So also back on my water, and yeah, find ways to regain energy. Whether it's finding, fun YouTube videos, or doing a yoga video, or, whatever it is that you get energy back, do that. And let me know down below what you're doing to get that energy back, because I can tell you, sitting on the couch, eating cookies, drinking Coke, and binge watching Vikings did not. Although it did actually spark creativity. And one of the videos that I'll be doing this week is I ordered a leatherworking kit off of Amazon. And it is awesome, from what I can tell, because I've just lifted it up to take a peek. And I'm like, I should do an unboxing. Yes, because so many people have been asking me about it. And so, crafting, whatever it might be. My first project will be a cover for my sneaker weeks. I just have to figure out which leather I want to use, but that will be partially why I'm actually doing the unboxing and stuff, because I kind of want to be kept accountable for, actually cutting into a half height of leather. That kind of terrifies me. But I'm like, oh, it's okay. There's more out there. There's more in my closet as well. I have 6 half hides. So, and when I say half hide, literally half a cow. I'm like, it was such a good deal. And I'm thinking, I've got 1 or 2, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where did all this leather come from? Digging it out. I've got sheepskins. I've got far too much that I'm not doing anything with. So, there you go. Anyway, regaining energy, and whatever it takes to do that for you. And let me know down below. And I hope you guys have a great week. And I think I'm going to do a Facebook Live on Thursday this week, since I did Wednesday last week and I was not feeling good on Thursday. I didn't do both. And I think just one a week would be plenty. So I'm going to try to do that at 5 o'clock on Thursday. So stay tuned, check in, say hi. If you have questions you want me to answer, please send them to me either down below or in the Facebook group. And let me know your suggestions about things that regain energy for you. And right now, finishing this book, 30 Minutes at a Time, Meredith Atwood, awesome book. So I will let you guys go, but have a great day. As always, spend the rest of your life celebrating, whether it's inside or outside or during quarantine. My dryer is going off. That's the beauty of, video. Probably won't be able to get that out, but that's okay. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.